One morning, Lena woke up early. Soft sunlight came through her window and touched her room. Lena picked up her phone and noticed many messages waiting for her. Every day, she stayed busy with her job. She had meetings to attend, emails to answer, and calls she needed to make. But today, Lena made a different choice. Today, she would stop working. She wanted to rest and enjoy her time. It felt unusual, but she knew she needed this break. Lena got out of bed and made herself a warm cup of coffee. The smell was gentle and comforting. She sat near the window and looked outside at the street. People were walking quickly. Cars were rushing past. Everything seemed fast. But Lena did not want to hurry today. She had no duties, no deadlines, and no work to worry about. This new feeling made her breathe slowly. Lena smiled quietly. After finishing breakfast, Lena picked up an old book she loved. The pages were soft and slightly yellow with age. She opened it and started reading slowly. The story felt peaceful and calm. Time passed without her noticing it. She did not check her phone or the clock. She only enjoyed the words. It felt good to read again after such a long time. Later, Lena put on her shoes and stepped outside. The air felt fresh and cool on her face. The sunlight warmed her gently. She walked down the street without any plan. Green trees moved lightly in the breeze, and bright flowers stood by the road. Birds sang above her, filling the sky with small songs. Everything looked lovely and quiet. Lena stopped at a little cafe on the corner. The smell of fresh bread reached her as soon as she opened the door. She ordered a cup of tea and found a quiet seat. The chair was soft, and the place felt calm. People around her talked gently. Some read, others simply rested. Lena watched them for a moment. She thought about her own life. She worked hard every day. She stayed tired and busy all the time. She never made space for herself. But today was different. Today, she felt light and free. She wanted more days like this. She knew she needed them. When Lena finished her tea, she walked home again. The street was still noisy and full of movement, but she felt peaceful inside. She was not thinking about tasks or messages. She thought about simple joys instead. Reading a book, drinking a warm cup of tea, taking a slow walk. These small things brought her happiness. They made life feel soft and beautiful. Back at home, Lena sat by the window once more. The sun began setting. The sky turned orange, pink, and gold. She took a slow breath. Today, she had not worked. Today, she had lived with quiet moments, and she understood something important. She needed more days like this. Days where she could breathe and rest. The evening air felt cool and gentle. A soft wind moved the leaves outside. Lena sat on her couch and stretched her legs. Her phone lay silent on the table. No calls, no messages, no work waiting. She felt calm. She had spent the whole day caring for herself. It felt unusual, but very good. Lena smiled as she thought about her day. She stood up and walked to the kitchen. She opened the fridge and looked for something to cook. She wanted to make a meal just for herself. Cooking was something she enjoyed but had no time for in her busy life. She took out some vegetables and rice. The kitchen was quiet as she prepared everything. Soon the smell of her cooking filled the room. While she cooked, Lena thought about her regular mornings. She woke up, checked emails, rushed through breakfast, and worked until late. Her mind stayed full and heavy. She never stopped to enjoy simple things, but today had shown her something different. Today, she slowed down, and it felt wonderful. Lena sat at the table when her meal was ready. The warm food looked colorful and tasty. She took her first bite and closed her eyes. The taste was rich and comforting. She ate slowly, enjoying every moment. She had no hurry and no worries. After dinner, Lena cleaned the kitchen. Warm water ran over her hands. The dishes looked bright and clean under the lights. Cleaning felt calm today, not like work. She took her time, enjoying each small action. Her evening felt smooth and easy. Later, Lena walked to her bookshelf. Many books had been left unread for months. She chose one and sat down comfortably. The words in the book flowed gently in her mind. She read without looking at the clock. The story carried her to another place, far from her daily life. When she finished reading, she turned off the lights and looked out the window. The night sky was dark blue, filled with tiny stars. The world outside was quiet. She felt at peace. She stretched her arms and breathed deeply. Today had been a good day, a day only for her. She had enjoyed every minute. Lena went to bed feeling soft and light. Her body was relaxed. Her mind was quiet. She smiled as she closed her eyes. Today had taught her something important. Life was not only about work. It was also about rest, joy, and simple things. And she decided she needed more days like this, days to truly live. The next morning, Lena woke up refreshed. The room felt bright and peaceful. The soft sun touched the walls. She stretched gently and took a deep breath. She felt calm. Today she had no rush, no pressure, and no heavy tasks. It felt new and pleasant. Lena wanted to enjoy another slow morning. She walked to the kitchen and made a cup of coffee. The warm smell spread around her. She stood by the window and looked down at the street. People hurried to work, cars moved quickly, and shops opened. The world was busy, but she was not. She sipped her coffee slowly. Every sip felt warm and soothing. After eating breakfast, Lena decided to go outside again. Fresh air touched her face, and sunlight warmed her hands. She walked down the road and looked around carefully. Everything seemed brighter today. She had walked this street many times before, but today she noticed new details. She reached a quiet park and sat on a wooden bench. Birds sang in the trees. Leaves moved gently in the wind. Children played nearby. Older people sat under the shade and talked softly. The park felt peaceful. Lena closed her eyes and listened to the sounds around her. After resting for a while, Lena noticed a small bookstore near the park. The door was open, and the smell of books reached her. She walked inside. The shop was quiet. Books filled every shelf. She ran her fingers along a book cover. It felt smooth and full of stories. Lena sat in a corner of the bookstore and read a few pages. The words took her into another world. Time passed, but she did not mind. She was lost in the story. The busy world outside felt far away. After reading for some time, Lena bought the book and walked outside. The sky had turned orange. A cool breeze touched her face. She felt calm, happy, and free. As she walked home, she thought about her life again. She had spent years working nonstop. She stayed tired and stressed. But now she understood something important. Life was not supposed to be only work. It was made of moments like these, slow, gentle, and full of simple beauty. And she quietly promised herself to remember this lesson. That evening, Lena reached home as the sky turned pink. A soft breeze moved through the air. She unlocked the door and stepped inside. Everything felt peaceful. She placed her new book on the table. She took off her shoes and stretched her arms. The day had been slow and sweet. She wanted her life to feel like this more often. Lena went to the kitchen and took some fruit from the fridge. She washed them and placed them neatly on a plate. The colors looked bright under the light. She took a bite. The fruit tasted fresh and sweet. She smiled. Something so simple had brought her joy. After she ate, Lena poured herself a glass of water and walked to the balcony. The night air was cool. City lights glowed softly. People outside moved around. Lena leaned on the railing and watched quietly. For the first time in a long time, she felt free from pressure. She had no tasks waiting, no messages to send, no work to worry about. And she felt peaceful. Lena went inside, picked up her book, and lay down on the couch. The pages felt soft under her fingers, and the words moved smoothly in her mind. The story pulled her in, making her forget everything else. Time passed, but Lena did not care. She did not think about work, responsibilities, or deadlines. She was just there, in the moment, enjoying the story like she did when she was younger. After reading for a while, Lena put the book down and closed her eyes. The quiet of the house felt nice. She thought about her life, all the years she had spent working, running from one task to another. She had always thought success meant being busy, but now she was starting to see differently. Success was not only about work, it was also about happiness, peace, and taking time to live. Lena stood up and walked around the room, looking at small things she had never noticed before. Old pictures on the shelf, little souvenirs from past travels, the soft glow of the lamp in the corner. Each had a memory, a story, a piece of her life. Lena smiled as she touched them, remembering moments she had forgotten. She walked to the window and looked outside again. The stars shone in the dark sky, calm and endless. Lena took a deep breath, feeling the cool air fill her lungs. She was alive. She was here. And for the first time in years, she truly enjoyed her own company. This day had been a gift, a reminder of what life could be when she slowed down. As Lena prepared for bed, she made a quiet promise to herself. She would not let life pass with endless work and stress. She would take more days like this. She would find joy in simple things. She would live, not just exist. With that thought, Lena turned off the lights, lay down, and let sleep take her into a peaceful night. The next morning, Lena woke feeling rested and calm. Soft sunlight filled her room, and the gentle sound of birds singing came through the window. She stretched her arms and took a deep breath, feeling the cool morning air. For the first time in a long time, she did not feel rushed. No alarm, no urgent emails, no pressure waiting for her. It was just her time, and a new day to enjoy. Lena slowly got out of bed and walked to the kitchen. The house was quiet and peaceful. She made coffee, enjoying the rich, warm smell as it filled the air. She held the cup with both hands and took a sip, letting the taste wake her up. As Lena stood by the window, she watched the city slowly come to life. People were already outside, moving fast, starting their busy day. But Lena was in no hurry. She had nothing to rush for, and it felt wonderful. After breakfast, Lena decided to go for a walk. The air was crisp, and the streets were still quiet. She walked slowly, noticing little details she had always ignored. Old pictures on the shelf, little souvenirs from past travels, the soft glow of the lamp in the corner. Everything seemed more colorful, more alive. It was as if she was seeing her city for the first time. The world felt bigger and more beautiful, simply because she noticed it. Lena stopped at a park and sat on a wooden bench under a tall tree. The shade was cool, and the wind moved gently through the leaves. People passed by, some walking alone, some talking with friends, some playing with children. Lena closed her eyes for a moment, feeling the warmth of the sun on her skin.
She had spent so much of her life running from one task to another. Now she was learning to stop, breathe, and just be. After a while, Lena continued walking and found a small bakery. The smell of fresh bread and warm pastries filled the air. She stepped inside and looked around. The shelves were full of golden bread, soft cakes, and sweet rolls. Lena picked a small pastry, something simple but fresh. She took a bite, and for a moment, nothing else mattered. The taste was sweet, the texture soft, and the moment was perfect. With her pastry in hand, Lena walked to a quiet street with old houses and little gardens. Flowers bloomed in different colors, and the scent of roses and jasmine floated in the air. She slowed her steps, enjoying the peacefulness. Lena realized how much she had missed moments like this. Life was not just about big achievements or hard work. It was also about small, beautiful moments, the ones often unnoticed. As the afternoon passed, Lena made her way home. Her body was light, her mind clear, and her heart full. She had spent the day doing nothing important, yet it felt meaningful. She had no deadlines, no tasks, no stress, just time to appreciate life. Lena finally understood something simple but powerful. Happiness was not far away. It was in little things, quiet moments, and the time she gave herself.
That night, as Lena lay in bed, she thought about the past 2 days. She had worked hard for many years, thinking that was the only way to live. But now she saw a different way, slower, softer, more peaceful, a way that let her breathe, enjoy, and truly live. Lena closed her eyes with a deep sense of gratitude. Tomorrow would come and life would continue. But she knew one thing for sure. She would never forget this feeling. The next morning, Lena woke with a quiet mind. Soft light touched her face, and the air was cool. She lay in bed for a while, just breathing. No rush, no worries, no plans. It felt strange, but it felt right. Lena had spent years running through life. Now she was learning to slow down. She got up and made tea. Steam rose gently, warming her hands. Lena took small sips, enjoying the taste. Outside, the world moved fast, but she stayed still. Her heart was calm, her body light. She smiled, knowing she gave herself something special. Time. Lena decided to spend the morning at home. She cleaned her room, arranging small things on the shelves. Every book, picture, and object held a memory. She dusted them carefully, feeling connected to her past. It was a simple task, but it brought peace. Later, Lena sat by the window with her book. The words pulled her in, creating a new world. She turned pages slowly, enjoying each sentence. Time passed, but she did not notice. The story flowed, and she felt happy. It had been too long since she let herself get lost in a book. By the afternoon, Lena went for a short walk. The sky was clear, and the air was fresh. She took slow steps, feeling the ground under her feet. Life around her was busy, but she did not rush. Lena looked at the trees, people, and small moments. Everything felt simple and beautiful. As the sun began to set, Lena returned home. The sky turned orange and pink, filling the room with warm light. She sat in silence, watching the colors change. Her heart felt full. These 2 days had taught her something important. Life was not just work. It was also about rest, joy, and being present. That night, as Lena lay in bed, she felt different. Her thoughts were lighter, her body relaxed. She had found something valuable, something she did not want to lose. Lena promised herself she would remember this lesson. No matter how busy life became, she would always make time to breathe, rest, and live. I hope this session was helpful. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories. Take care, everyone.